Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Playing Star Wars Battlefront 2! Yeah, because the game has had a massive resurgence and I'm playing it again after a couple of years. I never made videos on it, but I did play it previously. I've been, finally had the time to go back and max out some of my characters, played a bit more, and I'm going to be trying to play some Galactic Assault. We'll have to see how that goes, because there's a bunch of hackers in Galactic Assault, and out of my 4 games that I played of Galactic Assault, I only had one game without a hacker, so that's something to keep in mind. But for the cards, I got this Special Gunner Supercharged Sentry, mainly because it absolutely shreds heroes. You just shoot at their feet and they can't deflect it. I got the extra points, so Bodyguard, that takes less damage, but this one, Bounty Hunter, which gives you 20% increased points, which is really nice. But if you don't need the Bounty Hunter for the extra points, I do recommend getting the Improved Combat Shield, or maybe even the Barrage. That's always very useful to get around corners and to stop enemies from hiding behind pillars and things like that on the map. Very useful, but I do like my extra points. And then for my weapons, I got my favourite T21, and I got it equipped with the Triple Burst and with the Improved Handling, which basically reduces the damage. But it's also very useful because it reduces the dispersion. So basically all 3 shots that I'm going to be firing from the Triple Blast are going to be going on target, even on long range targets, which is very useful. That's definitely going to save me a bunch of time. And also, I just really love the gun. Ever since basically episode 4 Star Wars, I've absolutely loved this gun. The Stormtrooper that had it with his pauldrons was absolutely, amazing. If we actually go into my here he is, so him with the gun is very cool. I absolutely love him. It's very cool loadout, but that's enough of me fanboying about this. And let's get into the game. Oh boy, here we go, and we've begun the game. So a quick preface before we begin the game. Supremacy has a lot less hackers, so we're gonna have to see how this goes. I'm also gonna have to change out because it always spawns me as the assault rather than the heavy. And I really do like my heavy machine gun because you just set up and then you fire until all the enemies are gone. So we're going to have to see if this is going to be, as they call, legitimate game, or if this is going to be absolutely swamped with hackers. Don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of hackers in Supremacy as well. I've had like Chewbacca flying around, bowcasting everyone. That was something that happened to me. But it's never been as bad as Assault, where, sometimes you just get put in cinematic mode in Assault, which is absolutely... it's unbelievably annoying, and there's nothing else that I can say. So, as always, you want to burst fire when you're using this card, I guess, for the heavy machine gun, because, as you can probably see, a lot of spread. But, yeah, the other guy is actually shooting me better because he has, I think, the base card for the machine gun ability, so yeah. Supercharged Sentry, so yeah, he has the base card, and that basically has better accuracy than my explosive one. But, my explosive one allows me to basically fire non-stop on anyone that's in close range. But, okay, thank you very much. I don't know what he was doing there, and I got sniped from long range. But yeah, look at that! 1,400 points already, just from standing around doing absolutely nothing. I got like 1 kill, and that's a ton of points to get for a singular kill. That's for sure. My teammate over here. Oh wow, that's very nice. I almost fell out. So yeah, the fact that I just kind of skidded onto the lower platform was very lucky. And let's continue moving. So let's see, what do we have over here? So there's a bunch of enemies. Where are they? Okay, there we go. That's why I like the Triple Burst. Yeah, this weapon's cooldown is absolutely awful. I'm not gonna lie. The cooldown is not nice, but the damage output is definitely there, even if I had to reduce it for the accuracy. Definitely very nice. Okay, so he sees me, he's trying to shoot me, so he barely just almost nicked me there. So if I actually go over here, he should not be able to find me. That's how this works. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he died to the gunship over there. Okay, so I think they're trying to... There's a guy somewhere down there, but I can't see him. Let's keep an eye out. This thing's almost... No, it's still healthy. Okay, that's very nice. And I did die to somebody on the other side. So there's a bunch of heroes. This is why I like this game mode, Galactic Assault, because you just get all the heroes. They're just so cool. Probably not play Ray because I don't very much like her. But yeah, I do like Ray more than the BB-8 though, and the other droid, because they're strong, but like they're not that fun to play. Yeah, they get the benefit of Master Yoda where they're really small, so it's really hard to kind of get them, I guess. So there we go. There's another droid over here, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, my shield ended. So you got headshots here. That's why I would recommend you get a stronger shield, I guess, rather than the what's the word? Rather than the yeah, get a stronger shield rather than additional explosives, because it's just going to make you that much more survivable. But I also like playing as the clone commander or the commander droid. I also like those two. They're always a lot of fun to play as. Let's actually go back over here, because I need to get the explosives so that we can destroy this, I guess, enemy. What's the word? Troop carrier, heavily armored troop carrier. I guess that's the word. Oh, always love these things, you know. Seeing it in episode 1, deploying a bunch of droids, always a blast. Let's take this. So, you know. Let's see. I always have problems with these because can I get this? I always have problems with these. Come on. Nice, there we go. And apparently there's supposed to also be droids around here somewhere, because they have to be pushing with this thing. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea to get their attention. The droid fighters. And apparently, is that a droidica over there? I think that's... oh no, it's a dead droidica. So I'm just... basically, I don't have the best view over here. Yeah, it's not a great idea to be looking down through the trees. Okay. And it's almost destroyed over here. Why are we falling back though? I mean, you know, some maps are much better than others, because, for example, over here on the top of the platform, there's absolutely no way that this heavily armored troop transport can actually reach you with its guns. But if you're like on Naboo Palace, where you don't have any elevation whatsoever, then there's a 100% chance that it's definitely going to shoot you when you're on ground level with it. So, you know, it's a bit unfair, I guess, with how the maps are made. You know, some maps are much easier than others. You know, having AT-ATs as well for the Empire, they got a lot of, I guess, height on them, which basically gives them the ability to shoot down on a lot of enemies that are in trenches and stuff like that. So you can't really hide from AT-ATs. But you can definitely hide from the separatist heavily armored troop transport. It's, I guess, something that's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? We have Han Solo here. Han Solo. He's Solo. So yeah. I guess. What's the channel that did the poor lip syncing? You know. Really interesting songs, I guess. I don't actually know if I can shoot him from there. You know, if I can find like an angle from there, I wonder. Can I actually get a lock on? Wow, range. Oh, you want me to quite literally be right next to it? That's a bit unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. Oh boy, that's kind of annoying. Man, I really don't want to die here. Because I really want to get this off. Oh, look, a little monkey. Look at that. This game just has so much detail. It's so much better than the 2015 one. There we go. That's very nice. Yeah, the 2015 game I didn't really like, because it was just like 150 DLCs, and for each DLC you got somebody like the Emperor. No, I think the Emperor was free, but you got like Lando Calrissian or something, and then you got like a bounty hunter for all that money, and it was just not a good game whatsoever. I mean, a lot of people do praise the game for its graphics, but it's just not as fun. And I feel like Star Wars Battlefront 2 by EA, the second one, definitely did find that niche where it was just fun enough, but it had just enough content, and it was just, I guess, good enough looking to keep people engaged. Because, you know, the worst thing that you can do as a game developer is make a boring game, because nobody wants to play a boring game. So there we go. The enemy's basically lost at this point. I don't know why I'm saving my points. I guess I could go as the clone commander, but it doesn't really matter because we win. And wow, I don't think we had any hackers in that game, but the enemies could have been stuck in cinematic mode. That could have also been a thing. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, here we are. Wow. So this is the second game that I've had of Galactic Assault without any hackers. Alright then, let's start this game again. Oh, we started as the Assault class, but that's fine. I do also like to play the Assault class from time to time. Not as much as the Heavy, because just standing in a doorway and blasting everyone is a lot more fun in my opinion. You know, just being I guess a semi-mobile sentry. Let's get that down. Let's see. Yeah, not a great weapon for long range. That's for sure. So I guess we're doing slightly better than the Rebels. Because the Rebels are already down 20 men, I guess. So doing quite well. And I guess I could talk about Pedro Pascal. So you know, it's the guy that played the Mandalorian in the Mandalorian show. It's self-explanatory. I don't know how to feel about it because he's now also in the Fantastic Four, and it's just it's Star Wars has not had that good track record with their characters. I feel like Pedro Pascal is going to add to that because when you play a character, you really are supposed to be the character, and Pedro Pascal now playing as the Fantastic Four as well as playing in all the other movies that he's being filmed in. It just doesn't feel genuine enough, I guess. You know, we're losing that charm of the guy, you know. It's just not fun. So yeah, just to watch a show that you loved get worse. And you can definitely see in The Mandalorian Season 3 because 100% that wasn't just that wasn't just the writers' issues, because Pedro Pascal as somebody who's playing the character is supposed to have some leeway and sway when talking to oh, I don't know where they are anymore. Okay, there we go. That's why I really like this. A triple burst to the head kills almost anyone. But Pedro Pascal is supposed to be like, hey, you know, Season 3 isn't that great. Why are we having Jack Black in there and, you know, Lizzo in there? Like, what are they doing for the show? But instead of saying that, he basically didn't do anything. And I feel like that's partly because he was too busy in all of his different film roles to actually care about what was happening. So that 100% was his fault. I'm definitely not giving him any excuses whatsoever. Wow. And there's Luke. So, not getting a lot of points on this game. I guess that's Galactic Assault for you. Okay, yeah. Tried to do something that it didn't work out. Should have probably tried to get the machine gun out. But, yeah, whatever. The enemies don't have a lot of people. They got a quite a decent increase, didn't they? But yeah, this is why I like Supremacy, because Supremacy games last a lot longer. It's a bit of a back and forth between both teams just capturing a point and then losing it and recapturing it. And yeah, just so much more fun. That was quite a decent amount of points. Yeah, look at 1,000 points just from hitting someone on the head with a bomb. So that's very nice. Guess no characters there. I'm going to continue with the Heavy. I like to get around 6,000 points because then I can take the commander unit, or in this case the Dark Trooper, and then I can basically, I guess, still have enough points for a hero afterwards. That's usually how I do things. Let's see, does this open for me? Yeah, it does. We have General Grievous over here. This is what I like to see. I absolutely love General Grievous. Gendy Tartakovsky General Grievous. So not like the Clone Wars General Grievous, but the, I guess, OG General Grievous. You know, because Gendy Tartakovsky makes some really cool shows. He made Samurai Jack. You know. He made that Primal show with the guy and the dinosaur. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, a bit too much health for me to get rid of in a single turn. Let's see. I guess everyone's dead, so might as well begin. Might as well begin moving. There's a lot of enemies over here. Let's see. Let's see. Where are they? So they're throwing grenades over here. So best case scenario is that I turn around the corner and I blast them. Worst case scenario, they get me with a grenade. Oh, there he is. Come on. Yeah, of course, it just had to be a jet. You know, quite annoying, not gonna lie. And they won again at 36 people. Last time 30, this time 36. It's not looking good for us, is it? And we got our machine guns over here. Let's see. I do like to use these from time to time. I do find them useful. Yeah, I guess some other people don't like them all that much. Yeah. Okay, that's not good.
Throwing grenade.
Okay, come on, let's see. There we go.
The elevator. They're calling a shuttle.
He got me with a fist. Well, come on, let's get General Grievous and then we can hopefully help some people out. So it's this one over here that they're going to be trying to shoot down the elevators on. So I got a bit of a special build on General Grievous where I got him dealing more damage than more people he kind of runs over. There we go. So that's additional 50 damage per person that he runs over. And I also got him Civ Train. And yeah, Civ Train basically means that... Yeah, okay. I can't really do much there. Gets the entire enemy team on my back. You know, I got Luke and Ray on there, so... Yeah. And I basically used up my escape move too early there. I should have probably kept that. But yeah, sometimes you do get overwhelmed. Especially as General Grievous. Okay, let's see. And yeah, all the heroes are just on there. I mean, basically can't really do anything. Let's see, let's see.
The elevator is theirs. If
Okay,
they take hangar
so Yoda
control,
actually
they
died
will
there.
leave this
I didn't
station.
get a single hit off on him. But yeah,
Unidentified rebel commander on site.
it happened.
Rapid fire. Ready
Let's
to
see.
go.
Open the door. Let's see, he's dead.
Hangar control.
They're all the way over here as well. It's very open for how narrow it is. See, and we lost that. Oh well. You win some, you lose some. So yeah, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this and more ramblings from me. Contractual strategy. And bye bye.